Hey there, welcome back. Okay, so in the previous video we built this prompts page. Now we will build the individual prompt related page. Okay, so without much wasting time, I'll head back to the VS Code, and in this what I will do here is, like, for defining the individual prompts page, I will define one more folder inside the prompts folder that is named DreamBooth. Okay, so let me define that. And in this so since this is going to be dynamic route page, so we have to define the file in the square brackets. Okay, fine. So here here, based on whatever the prompt that user selects, depending on that, whatever the slug is associated with that respective prompt, we'll use that to render this dynamic page. Okay, so first let's me name the component as, like, prompt page. Okay, fine. And in this, the params for this component will be the prompt and the prompt page, and also the more prompts. As I said, the five more prompts has to be shown along with the selected prompt. Okay, and this would be of type prompt would be of type prompt. So for that I will define here the type here. So let's define that as type 1. Okay, so t prompt. Okay, this would be of type of prompts. So I'll import the utils prompts and make this as a type of prompt. Okay, and now I'll assign that type here, t prompt. Okay, and more prompts would be of type list of prompts. Okay, yeah. So this is pretty much the input params for this prompt page. Okay, and now we will render the page. So since we are going to use page container, so I'm going to import that. And after this, first this is what we're going to build. So I'll show you the end output. Okay, so if you see here, first we'll build this back button and back to prompts, and then we'll go for this title and then this thing. Okay, so let's go back to VS Code, and here inside this I'm going to define a box, so from ChakraUI, and give the color for this as beige color, so 500. Okay, and then since the left icon should be there for this, so once again, so we'll wrap the button, that is kind of a button, so we'll wrap that button inside this box container. So what I'll do, so inside this I will define the button. Okay, so this one. Now for this we will assign the color, so make this as a beige, and also left icon, so left icon is the arrow left. Okay, so that we are going to again import from React icons. Okay, so this one, left icon, and then variant I want to add this as a link. Okay, and href, on clicking on this, it should take us to the prompts page. Okay, the previous page which we were, and we'll make this as act as the link component from the next. Okay, and here I'll give the title for this button as back to prompts. Okay, this is the thing. So before even that, okay, so for this I'm just going to export default prompt page, and also going to the index page. Here, clicking on this view, we have to add the links here. So the link is nothing but the the slug.tsx file which we have just defined. So it will be in this route, so prompts. Okay, and so wait a second, it has to be defined. Okay, so in flower brackets, then we use this tilde. Okay, and then it will be prompts, DreamBooth, and then this slug associated with that prompt. Okay, so once we click on this, it should take us to this prompt page. Okay, so now let's test this. So going back to this to our building, so as soon as we click here, you see here the prompt, the thing. So if you click on this, if you see here, the prompt was the Viking. Okay, so I mean the slug. So yeah, I click on this, the slug we got was the Viking. Okay, and also the thing which we added back to prompts button is also visible here, and as soon as we click, it will take us to the prompts page again. Okay, so going forward, the next thing that we have to configure is that title, I mean the label prompt, and also the one more text beneath that. Okay, become that label and without AI prompt, right? So that for that to achieve, what we'll do, we will use the flex. Okay, so since this has to be in the column, so we'll use a flex container. Okay, and the flex direction would be the column. Okay, and the padding, if it is a small screen, I would give 6, or else we will give it as a 10. Okay, fine. And the padding top alone, I'll give more, that is 8, and the background color we will give it as a white. So background color, let's make this as okay, white. And align items, make this as a flex start. Fine, so the flex is defined. Now in this we will take again vstack component, and in that we'll define 2 more text components, one for the prompt and one for the one more line. Okay, so here we will take a vstack, and here we'll give the spacing as 0, and also align items, I want it to be in the flex start. Okay, so and inside this we're going to use the text component and the text transform. So has to import this text. Okay, so text. Okay, and here text transform we're going to capitalize. Okay, and font weight, will make this as extra bold, and font size, depending on the screen size we are at. If it is a small screen, we'll make a 2 times extra large. If not, we'll make it as a 3 times extra large, and we'll make this as h1 tag. Okay, and now here the content is the label, and also this we are going to append for this avatar prompt. Okay, so this is the first one, and the next text is okay, next text we're going to make this font size little smaller. So if it is a base, we'll make it as a medium. If not, we'll make it as a extra large. Okay, yeah, and then we'll make it act as a h2 tag, and here the text is become the, and use the label property from the prompt. Okay, and then with our free AI prompt. Okay, so this is the 2 text. So now if you go to the page, see the background is white, and also the prompt label is not seen now. I'll tell you why. And here also the label is not seen. So for that to be accomplished, what we have to use is, we have to make use of the get static props and get static paths functions of the next thing. So here we know this page is a dynamic route. Okay, so we have to use 2 functions. One is get static paths. Here we have to statically say what are the list of the prompts for which the page has to be built. So that get static paths is the purpose, and get static props, this is where we collect the prompt current prompt detail and also the 5 more prompt details required for that page. Okay, so once I write this, it will be clear. So as I said, first we'll write the so if you want more info, you can refer to the like get static paths and get static props in official Next documentation. There will be a clear example for you, so it will be clear for you guys. Okay, fine. So let's define this as, so it is get static paths. Okay, and here we have to return the paths here. So here the paths will be the all prompts from our utils list. So this is prompts dot map prompt, and here the params would be slug. Okay, and this would have prompt dot slug. So this are the paths that statically the Next behind the scenes will be building for us. Okay, and during build time. Okay, and fallback is false. Okay, yeah, so this is the static paths. So now we are going to define the get static props function. Okay, so we'll make this as async function, and name of this is get static props, and the context object as input parameter, and here we're going to import the type as get static props context from Next. Okay, and first here we are going to extract this slug parameter from the URL. Okay, that is context dot params, and here we'll take the slug parameter and make this as a string. Okay, and now based on the slug we got, we are going to find the index of that slug in our prompts list. So that is we are going to find the index in our prompts list making use of that slug. So prompt dot slug is equals to slug. Now once we find the prompt index, we are going to store that prompt object in a variable called prompt. So prompts of prompt index. Okay, fine. So now I'm going to define a more prompts array, and in that we are going to collect the 5 more prompts to be showcased in our page. Okay, so this would be of the list of prompts. So this one, and initially we'll make this as an empty one, and now we will write a for loop to populate that more prompts array. So initially this index will assign it to prompt index plus 1. Okay, so whatever the next 5 prompts after our prompt index, we are going to take them and put into the more prompts array. Okay, so this we are going to make sure that we are going to collect only 5 and increment this sign. Okay, fine. So here the check could be if I is more than the prompts length. Okay, then what we do is we subtract while pushing. Okay, so more prompts start push. So here while pushing, the index that we were going to take is absolute value of I minus prompts dot length. Okay, so that we will not exceed the max size of our prompts array. Fine, else we will directly push that value at that index. Okay, so that is more prompts dot push prompts of I. Yeah, so this is how we collect the 5 more prompts, and then finally we will return this in form of a props by passing the prompt variable and the more prompts array. Okay, fine. And now this we can refer in this component. So now if we go to the browser and refresh this, so let's go back and go back here. Let me refresh this. Okay, so let's go back to prompts page and going here. Okay, there is some mistake. Okay, let me go back. Okay, did I miss anything? I don't see I being missed. Okay. Looks like I don't know. Wow. I missed something, so let me check. Okay, so let's go back to this file. So prompts is imported and get static parts is also defined. So we are going to return paths, and we are using the prompts map, and then okay, I know where I made a mistake here. So here it has to be in this bracket, okay, not the curly brackets, it is flower brackets. And here, okay, yes, so the error mistake I committed was here, instead of the open brackets I gave the curly brackets. That was the thing, the params was not being populated with our slug. So now if we go to the browser, yeah, so you see here we got this slug here, Viking, and also the Viking. So yeah, we got the slug. Now we'll go and complete the rest of the part in the page. Fine. So after this we'll go for the one more flex contain component, and the direction of this will make, if it is a small screen, we'll make it as a column reverse, okay, or else we'll go in form of a row. Fine. And margin top again, if it's a small screen I'll give it 4, if not I'll give it as a 10. So it is medium and 10. And width, obviously it's 100% of the screen, okay. And gap I'll give 4, okay. Yeah, so inside this, first we will define the two images using our tilt image component, so that also will wrap in the flex container, okay. So we'll make flex as 1, it will occupy as much space it needs, and align items again based on the screen size we are at. If it's a small screen I'll make it as a center, if it's a medium screen I will make this as a flex start, okay. Yeah, flex direction, again if it's a small screen, column or else a row, okay. Yeah, so and gap will give again same for. Now inside this I'm going to define the tilt image component for both the character, okay, 100%. And the character, first we are going to define the Romy character, and then slug would be prompt.slug, okay, and the same for Saka character as well. So size 100%, and the character is Saka, and the slug would be same, that is prompt.slug. Yeah, So now if you go and see, the images should be reflected. Okay, so you see here now, once we had the other part, the sizes of this automatically will be adjusted. Okay, so going back, after this flex, I'm going to define the vertical stack and make again give this flexes 1 and give spacing 5. Okay, and inside this, first we're going to use the text component. Okay, and render the prompt for the current page. So font family, I'll make this as a mono, and prompt would be prompt. Okay, if you go and check it out, you see the prompt is showcased here. Yeah, so after this I have to render two buttons. One is for copying and another for using the prompt. Okay, so just beneath this I'm going to define I'm going to use the horizontal stack, and then you justify content as flex n, so that they will be at the end part. Okay, and the width will give 100%, and then text align, I want it to be right. Now inside this first button, okay, first button, okay, for copying, so here will in on click, so I'll write one callback function called on copy, so that we'll use the use clipboard hook from our ChakraUI itself. So that is this one as copied and on copy from use clipboard hook from ChakraUI, and this. Okay, yeah, so now that we are going to use here, so on click we are going to call this callback function on copy. Yes, and we'll give some styling for this variant as a ghost, and color scheme I'll give as a beach, and here based on this property value we are going to showcase the text. So if it's true, I'll make this as a copied text. If not, I'll make this as a copy prompt text. Okay, so copy prompt. Okay, yeah, then after this the button for using the prompt. Okay, yeah, so variant I'll make this as a brand, and the text transform, okay, let's make this as capitalize, and href. So here see, using prompt means once we have our studio, it will redirect to our dashboard. So as of now there is no dashboard page, so I'll give it as a blank. Okay, and after this we're going to make this as the link component. Okay, so from next, okay, yes, and we should have the right icon for this button, that is f magic from React icons. Okay, and the text for this we are going to give is use prompt. Okay, so let's go and check the thing. Yeah, so just beneath this thing we have the copy prompt and use prompt buttons, so that is configured. Now going back, we will the thing only pending is the more prompt section. So just beneath this section I'm going to define again one more vertical stack. Okay, so to first render the title of a more AI prompts thing. Okay, and align items will make it as a flex start, and overflow I'll hide the scroll bar. Okay, overflow, make this as hidden, and the margin y direction will give 10, so that there will be space between the above prompt. And inside this, as I said, the first thing is the text container. The font weight of this is going to be the bold, and the font size we're going to make 2 times extra large, and the title I'm going to give here is more AI prompts. Okay, so now going back, yeah, so you see the title more AI prompts. So now we'll make use of that more prompts array, and using that array we will construct a grid. Okay, so based on the screen size, so just beneath this text container I will use the simple grid. Okay, and here columns based on the screen size we are at. If it's a base, I will make it as a 2. If it's a small, I'll make it as a 3. If it's a medium screen, 4. If it's a large, we'll go with the 5 columns. Okay, yeah, and the width I'll make sure it will occupy as much as screen, 100%, and the margin X as auto. Yes, so inside this now we will use that more prompts array. So more prompts dot map, take the prompt object and also the index. In now we are going to use the we are going to wrap on this component inside our next link tag, so that once clicked again it will redirect to the respective prompts page. Okay, so the key would be prompt dot label, sorry, prompt dot label, and as I said, href. So once we click on this, it should take again to that respective prompt page. So again we'll write that URL DreamBooth / prompt.slug. Okay, yeah, now inside this we're going to use the vstack and give padding as 2, and align items I want it to be flex start, and the spacing will give 1. Okay, and inside this again the image and the text, that is the label of that prompt. Okay, yeah, so first the tilt image, and make this size as 100%, and character, so we're going to give based on the index thing. So if it's hard index, if it's hard index I will render Saka. Okay, or else ROM, fine, yeah, and slug would be prompt.slug. So these are the input parameters for tilt image component, and just beneath this we are going to render the label of that prompt as well. So the color would be beach.500, and the font weight I'll give it as semi bold, and text transform will make it as capital. Okay, and inside this we're going to render that label. Yeah, so now if we go back and see, we should see the 5 more prompts. Okay, yeah, you see here the prompts tilt image component and the character label character. So here based on, again as I said, okay, so since it was a large screen we were seeing the 5 columns. So if you reduce the size of the screen, see based on if medium it became 4, and small it became 3. So like that it is going to be responsive as well. Okay, so yeah, so now almost, yeah, the prompts, individual prompts page is completed. This is it. So if you go back and check, no, so whatever the prompts page I'm navigating, it's taking us to that respective prompts, and here I'm clicking on this particular the more prompt as well, it is taking to that respective pirate prompt page. So okay, so this is it. We are almost completed like the generic page access to the user irrespective of is logged in or not. These are the pages that are universally accessible. From next video onwards, we are going to build restricted pages. That means only if the user is logged in, he would be able to access that page. So in the next video, we will be worrying about the next authentication and also the user session maintenance and all. So that will be very interesting. And so this is it for this video. Stay tuned for more coming videos on this channel. Thank you.